Fucking hell, mate. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Hey, you know what's lit, yeah?
What's that?
You know, I realized, yeah, every single time we hit the record button, something different is about to happen. Like, it's not planned. We don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
We don't know what we're going to talk about.
But that's why I pressed the record button. It's mad in the most random time. I don't say, ready? Let's go. And I press it now.
We should do that. We should try that. Are you ready once? Are you ready? Yeah, Captain.
I
don't even know why that hit my head right now, but it's just
Let me quickly post on Instagram.
Yeah. Listen.
What's up?
This is the third episode, isn't it?
Third.
The third and well, it's not really.
My third and
technically this is like fourth or fifth because there's the unreleased episodes.
The two pre-ones, yeah.
From a bit.
But yeah, in total, we're on number 30.
Yeah, but as in like you're on for the third time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only one to come back so far. You know what?
But I feel like people don't know that. So you're the voice behind the scenes.
Every now and again. Not so.
But also, like, this is your podcast as well. Like, this is our podcast, and this is like people's podcast too. Whoever's watching it and listening to.
I'm gonna take it to like a different space, whatever.
Yeah.
I was watching my first one, the 10th one. And I was watching it, and I think at some points we were talking about, oh shit, like we hit 10. We did 10 episodes, and we were gassed. That we were actually like, oh shit, yeah, man, we did 10. You know, hey, come on, we did 10.
Yeah.
And it's magic because I was watching it last week when we hit 29, and I'm thinking, wow. We was on 30, 40 subs then. We was on, 10 episodes. We was on, you know what I'm saying? We haven't even hit 100 hours watched by that time.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
I don't know. I just find it so lit, man. How like perspective is so lit, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I love revisiting old mindsets. I've been saying this. But
then this is the thing. But I think what we said from the beginning when we started this podcast is like, how are we going to measure success and you know, what's going to be the metrics of that? And I think for us, it's never been numbers. I think numbers are great. Like we love all the people that subscribe and whatnot. But then also it's like if you subscribe or you just follow something, it doesn't mean you're gonna engage with it.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it's just more about like this has become more of a community now. This is about a group of people rather than.
I like those reoccurring faces, not because you're sporting regularly, but more because. If you're a reoccurring face, that means you're officially part of the gang. Like you're part of the community.
Come on.
I'm saying if you're just someone that comes back, like comes every now and again, not to say that you're unvaluable, but it has always been about community. It's not about making a banging video, getting 2 bags off that video, and then just making shitty videos after that. It's always been about being consistent.
2 Tesco bags and that.
Yeah, it's always been about like making consistent, valuable content for the people, by the people. And with the people.
What's your recent realization of something or recent learning? Yeah, epiphany, whatever we want to call it.
I love that
Revelation.
I love the word epiphany. Sudden realization of great truth. Where did I get it from? Oh, the Simpsons movie. Is it Simpsons? Yeah, Simpsons movie.
What?
Yeah. It's in the Simpsons movie.
Oh, the old one.
Yeah, you know the one with Spider Pig and that big dome.
Yeah.
Yeah, epiphany. My most recent one. You know, I've been very happy recently. But like I've said this a couple times.
So is that connected to the movie?
No. The word epiphany connects to
that's
why I don't know what the word epiphany means.
Okay, that makes sense.
To answer your question, I've been happy recently because I'm just constantly like making mad progress on it. Like mad financial progress, mad emotional progress, mad functional skill. No, my skills have been progressing significantly.
Yeah.
My abilities to press buttons have not necessarily made that much of an upgrade.
What, decreased? So what does progress mean happiness for you then? Because that's what I kind of heard.
If that's not the end goal, then what is? If contentness and happiness is not part of the main goal,
are they 2 different things though?
Yeah, they're definitely 2 different things. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Actually, no. I think they're 2 different things. That's why I said them side by side. If they both mean the same thing, I'll just say one of them. But everyone says, my end goal is to be successful, my end goal is to be this or that. But that all just leads under the same umbrella, which is to be happy. Such a simple word and such a simple emotion.
But then if progress equals happiness, and I think Tony Robbins describes happiness as progress as well. But so if that equals happiness, and then like if you're content, because I feel like for me, like contentness is the enemy of progress. If someone's content, I don't feel
No. So any emotion that's done too much is dangerous. That's known. The thing about contentness is all about the balance, isn't it? Like this is what I hate about people that are.
It's all about that bank balance.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Two Tesco bag and a bank balance.
Yeah.
Here's what I hate. Here's what I hate about you know those people that say, oh, I'm gonna grind every single day. I'm never gonna rest. I'm not thinking, brother. Like, does that mean your entire life is gonna be filled with uncomfortability? Like, I slightly believe in the suffer now to enjoy later. Cool, that makes sense to me. But there has to be an enjoy later.
Yeah.
Because if it's suffer every flipping day, then what's the point?
But then suffer is not, like, suffering is not a real thing. Like, let me just put context to it before, like, it doesn't make any sense. So obviously suffering physically is a real thing. And I guess, like, you can suffer mentally, if you want to call it that. Yeah, you can suffer mentally. But then what suffering is in general as a definition of, like, someone will go, you know what? I have to walk for like 20 minutes. Like, I'm suffering. Like, are you actually suffering?
I fully checked if it's recorded.
It's like, are you actually suffering if you're walking for 20 minutes? And I think there needs to be a more defined meaning of what suffering really means, because everyone says I'm suffering and. Like,
but then again, it's like communication isn't really that important. Communication is key, but what do we mean by that? Because communication basically means providing information to the other person to understand what you're trying to do. If I say a certain amount of words in a certain order and it's not according to a certain fucking Ofsted or whatever, but you still understand what I'm saying.
You know what? Let's talk about that, because I feel like there's certain terms and phrases, or a phrase can mean multiple things to people.
Yeah.
So it's very, like, a lot of things are really subjective. Going back to suffering, for instance, like, I feel like suffering has got two meanings. Suffering is like where someone's really suffering. Yeah. Like, it's the real definition of what that means. And there's also suffering, which is a metaphor for doing things they don't want to do.
Yeah.
So are you really suffering? And that's the thing. And that's just one term. And there's so many different, like, going back to the toxic thing that we spoke about with Mariam in the last episode, like, that just means anything, bro. We can say this conversation is toxic.
Yeah. But that's it's just again, like, when people say communication is key, I understand it, but I think communication is key, not saying words in a specific order to mean a certain thing that is unanimous. I don't know.
You know what people don't talk about in communication, which is fascinating, yeah?
Go on.
They don't talk about understanding.
Yeah.
So understanding is a huge part of communication, if not the biggest, for me, in my map of the world, if not the biggest piece of communication. But no one talks about it. No one talks about how we perceive and understand conversations and things, and how people trying to communicate with us, body language.
Yeah, it's like what Yusuf said, love. We have to listen. LUV. Listen. That sounds like a brand or something.
Listen, understand
and validate. You feel me? So it's like, that's like that. I think that's actually a very beautiful formula of how to kind of communicate and have a common understanding. Like, first listen, not listen to respond, not listen to, listen to reply, listen to hear, and listen to take, and then understand. So that's like you being proactive in relation to what you've just been given information wise. And then after that is like validate, and not to validate as in, oh yeah, cool, I agree with you when you don't. No, it's just more just cool. I listened, I understand what you're saying, and I'm almost replying back to you what you're saying, just so you understand that we're on the same thing.
But then, what if you're replying what that person is saying back to that person, but you're not really understanding? Because anyone can read, like, you can say like how many people do actually listen? Like, you know, like, people would say something and someone would go like, oh yeah, like that's you got a good point or whatever, but did you actually understand the person's perspective?
That's just a line that people say to, you know, there's always that line, no, like when you walk past someone that you know, you say, yo, like, how you doing? How you doing? You right? And you keep walking. You don't wait for the answer, you just keep walking.
You know what? You know what? I've seen this meme, it's funny, and obviously I can't describe the face. Like, I can try, but it's like a face, but the text underneath of it is like, when you're like fifth, oh, that's mad in the conversation.
And they're still talking.
That's mad. You know when someone goes like, he's to that, and you go, yeah, that's mad.
That's mad. Crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But no, what's it? We have I think each civilization or each
Civilization.
each culture, has like the same kind of. They have a phrase that is said that is not meant to be responded to or is not meant to be taken literal. Example being, "Yo, what are you saying? You're right." But you keep walking.
Yeah.
Or, "Yeah, that's a good point." But you keep talking and you just completely disregard what's been said.
But you know what? But actually, so because I'm thinking, so I'm not trying to defend myself, but I'm thinking I've said that before. I'm like, that's a good point.
Yeah.
But what I mean by that,
obviously, some
but that's the thing. Everyone's gonna have a different thing behind it. Someone might use that's a good point, as in like, I don't give a shit about what you said. Or someone might actually go, you know what? That is a good point. However, like there is another thing that we can consider in this conversation.
That's the thing that is this communication that's why understanding is more important than communication. Because it's like, because there are people where I'm walking with my headphones on and the music is booming and I'm walking and I see someone I know, I'm like, "Yo, what are you saying, right?" I keep walking and they still respond. I'm like, "Oh, we're talking now, okay." And I have to take my headphones, I have to say, and then whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then there's others that say, "Yo, what are you saying?" And like we both ask the same question, no one answers it. And the same thing is like, oh, there's some people who say that's a good point and actually respond and genuinely did listen, but there's also those who say it because it's just an instant reply just so you can get to my point. But I do it all the time. I don't know if it's a bad thing, but I always do this thing where when I'm listening to someone talk, I try to listen to you, but I'm always thinking about my next question or my next response, or like I'm still thinking about the first thing you said and my response to the first thing you said. So when you start going to a different conversation, to a different topic, I'm like, no, come back. I want to talk about this quickly. I want to say my point. You feel me? But that's why like as understanding is like is the most important part of love. Is just make sure you fully understand. And obviously they say the best way to understand something is by repeating it back and then getting that confirmation that, yeah, cool, you understood what I said.
What about asking a question? So for instance, like going back to your thing, but like you might have so many things to say within a conversation, and obviously the person might be moving on constantly. Then, you know, why is it do you want to say something so bad? You know, why is it that you can't just let go of that one thing you might not say, another thing you might not say?
That's actually fascinating to me. Sometimes like, because I can't, if I have a point I really want to say, I almost feel incomplete by not saying it. Do you get that? Like you could be a shit point, but you just feel.
Just want to express yourself.
You want to
say.
So
you know what? So then is it fair to say? Then is it fair to say, like, conversations about expression as well? So it's not just about the points; it's about being able to express within the conversation. So rather than just having a conversation, it's like, I want to express myself, and then another person goes, I want to express myself as well.
That's you expressing yourself. Hands, talking with your hands. Talking.
I know I've done that on purpose, by the way. I was conscious.
Yeah, but I talk with my hands. Like now I'm. Now I'm subconscious.
Talk with your hands.
Now I'm subconscious with my hands. But I see people talk with their hands, and I talk with my hands, and
I can't talk with my hands. I have to use my mouth, bro, because like my hands don't make any sound and that.
Yeah, that's so funny. Oh my god! But don't, like I think no. After this conversation, what I might do, I might try to analyze people and the way they talk, because I want to see like what do people do to express themselves. You know that Disney have a rule when they make movies. They say, if someone has a lot of emotions towards a thing, they can't just say it; they have to sing it, and if they can't just sing it, they have to dance it as well. That's like the Disney rule of thumb when it comes to movies. This is what I'm trying to understand. Like,
but Disney, I don't know. I'm just on one today.
That's your third one today. No, your fifth one today.
I don't know. It might be the 10th one.
Yeah, probably. But that's like that goes back to that. I want to analyze how people talk. How do you express yourself more than your words? What do you do? Because I used to do.
Some people shout, fam.
I say some walk up and down, and I used to do this thing where I just walk and talk, and I'm walking, I'm covering bare distances, and I'm doing bare with my hands, and it's just me trying to explain the point in the best way possible for it to be understood.
Your body's just releasing the energy.
Yeah, like every time I talk about something I'm passionate about, let's talk about flipping Spider-Man or some shit, bro. Watch me run around the whole ends trying to explain one simple point because it's genuine passion.
Speaking of Spider-Man,
let's talk about Spider-Man.
Well, like, why is it like, I don't know, because like we know what's gonna happen in the movie, you know, like the next movie is gonna come out, but we know what's gonna happen, like how it's gonna go, right?
No, we don't.
Why don't
from my experience.
Well, we know that the main character's not gonna die.
We know
we know that everything's gonna be calm at the beginning, then things gonna get messy.
Yeah, we can't be specific.
You know there's gonna be a thing. No. Listen, check this. Yeah, we know there's gonna be a thing where he fights someone, then at one point he's gonna go to the point where like he's about to give up. He's about to like go something happens, then the music starts playing. Oh my god, I'm gonna overcome this challenge.
Yeah. But here's the thing about movies, and this is from my experience with movies. Yeah. Most movies have the same format. They just do it differently. like all things are done the same. And what's it? Creativity is utilizing different ingredients to make the different munch, whatever.
The different munch.
I'm just
maybe creativity in food industry. Yeah.
No, I'm paraphrasing, but like creativity is obviously you taking known elements to create something new, right? So but it's always it's the same format because the format works. So like the thing about the Spider-Man movie.
But do you think people are not creative enough? You know what we do? Yeah, personally. If I could write, I wouldn't write the script, but if I could kind of like basically set a storyline a little bit, I would actually kill him off.
Yeah, that's been done before.
Oh yeah, has it?
Yeah, main character's been died. Done.
Do you know what? Like, did you watch Game of Thrones by any chance?
Done died it. Well,
done died.
First season, I saw the incest. I got excited, and after that, I was like,
"Wow, wait, hold on,
nah,
you better cut this one out, you know, because people might get it wrong. People might get a wrong picture of you.
No, there's incest. There's incest. No, what's it? No, I bought because I don't know. You probably know this. I got like a mad Blu-ray collection. In it. I like buying Blu-ray movies and add it to my collection.
Yeah, I like Red Rays stuff.
Yeah. But one of my because I like starting collections because I don't like buying movies, but obviously I have movies, solo movies and whatever. But I like buying like movie marathons and movie franchises. Mm-hmm. So I got all the Marvel movies. I got some of the Star Wars movies. One of them was Game of Thrones. So I bought the.
So you got the whole thing?
No.
Oh, just the first season?
Yeah, it's got the first season. That's what I've watched.
After that, you said, nah, no more. Yeah, no more Blu-rays for that one.
No, it's got longer. I could watch it and I can torrent it.
And it's money as well. It's like 8.
No,
it's like
torrent.
No, but say if you first to add it to the collection, you have to add all
but in terms of watching it, like, if I wanted to watch it, I could watch it. But
yeah.
You know what? I have this weird thing here. And it's weird, but I also don't do it at the same time. I don't like watching franchises unless there's a new one coming out soon. But I didn't do it with James Bond. I didn't do it with Mission Impossible, Jurassic Park, back to what's the one that came out recently? Ghostbusters. I haven't watched those lot. But when Fast and Furious 7 came out, I banged out the first 6.
Do you remember that joke?
Which one?
What Fast and Furious 10 is going to be called?
Fast in the seatbelt.
Fast in the seatbelts.
That made me laugh, bro. Fast 10 your seatbelts.
Come on.
I don't know why that's so funny.
I think they should call it that.
Bob, they went to space in 9.
Yeah.
And that's the best part. After 8, people were actually making jokes on Instagram saying that, they're going to go to space next. And they fucking did it.
Yeah.
Like, Fast and Furious has become a thing. Well, you know when you watch number 9, then watch number 1 straight after. They are completely different movies. That's 2 separate genres.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like...
Hey, imagine if the 9th one was set in Germany and they called it Fast and Furious 9. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
I was going to say to Hitler, brother.
That's a bit mad, fam.
Yeah, we'll but
I was going to say to you,
I was still on the Fast and Furious.
Do you know what's funny about that? Do you know what's funny about that thing? Yeah,
which one?
That how countries will have a certain stereotype, and the first thing you thought of was that when we said Germany.
But okay, cool. Here's one. Yeah, here's a question out of curiosity: are stereotypes racist?
Yeah, but I think potentially, yeah, they are. You know what? The reason I'm going to say that is because usually stereotypes or jokes will use a certain characteristic from a certain culture or maybe race or a background, but it's not necessarily. I don't know. It's a very weird like.
Yeah, my perspective of it is racism, sexism, and all these other discriminations. If I'm discriminating, is racist.
Yeah.
If I'm just making a joke that is obviously a joke.
Yeah. So I think do you know what? I think the line is there. I think the line is there. Yeah. I think there's 2 things. Yeah. I think the first thing is that is it really a joke from the person's point of view?
Yeah. But
and if someone's just making a joke, if someone's just actually making a joke, but truly deep down inside, and they're not racist, they're not discriminating anyone. That's complete. I think that's all right. But then the second factor to consider, that's the reason I said it's all right. The second factor to consider is how do people interpret that joke as well? Because, they say like words can hurt as well and so on. So if people interpret that joke as a certain way, then it's like, you don't have to make that joke, Like people go, I feel like
this. But then again, who do you make the joke for? Me or you? Sometimes most of the jokes I make for myself because I genuinely like the joke. I like it so much that I want to share it. And if you don't laugh, cool, I'll laugh by myself. It's fine.
Yeah.
But then again, you also got the thing of have you heard about what they talk about, what they say about comedians? If you can't laugh at a comedian's joke about your own race, you're not allowed to laugh at another race. Like I'm not allowed to laugh at a Chinese joke or a Mexican joke or whatever joke if I can't laugh about a Nigerian or Arabian joke.
But usually, you know what? Do you know what's really interesting about jokes and comedians in general? Like most of the time, people laugh because it's true.
Yeah,
like
stereotypes.
they'll make a certain stereotype, but because the stereotype is actually true, not true to everyone,
yeah, of course,
but because it's true to most of the people, they
commonality.
recognize it. They go, "Oh, that's so funny," because actually
It's common.
It's common. Like I've experienced it like last week. You know, like.
You feel me? So that's what I ask. Are stereotypes? Because let's say, for example, let me think of a stereotype that won't get me cancelled.
They're cancelled already. It's fine.
Fuck it. I'm gonna think about the Arabian because I can't get cancelled for my own shit. Okay,
well, you can do by your own people, bro. They'll be like, "What did you say last week, bro?"
What's it?
Are you dumb?
Let's talk about the terrorist thing. Yeah, let's talk about the terrorist thing. A lot of the exposed terrorists, a lot of like the ones that got caught, or the ones that people know of, are Arabian, right? Gaddafi, Bin Laden, etc. So for even to someone early today said, yo, bro, you're blowing up, man. You're blowing up. I'm thinking, what is that, a terrorist joke? You feel me? I'm trying to like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I can take that joke. You feel me? Therefore I should be allowed to laugh at an Asian joke.
But you know what the real question is, yeah? The real question is, can you really take the joke? Sometimes, you know what? Sometimes we might be able to take it on a conscious level, yeah? Like we're aware, but just like, nah, that's whatever. But you know what? But sometimes I'm wondering, it's like subconsciously, can it actually go into our head sometimes?
If it's been used to discriminate you. If like, you know, obviously you got the stereotype, or no,
if someone makes the same, like it's always like similar type of joke on a constant basis, and
then becomes an inside joke.
Because you know what? Because I've kind of seen it happen before. Like
but the same joke being told again and again between the same people becomes an inside joke. Inside joke. The purpose of inside joke is one, only two people understand it, or a group understands it, and two, as the time goes by, the joke gets more and more unrealistic.
So what's an outside joke?
Whatever. Only do it with my one, man. You don't do it with anyone else.
Because we have a lit conversation, bro.
Man. Inside jokes. As time goes by, the joke becomes further and further from the actual truth,
from the outside.
Yeah, from the original joke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, so that's when it gets more like, you know, personal, but like it becomes like a personal joke, not necessarily offensive wise, but more cool. I can say a word, you'll bust out laughing, but next man will say, "What the fuck is he laughing at? You said a word." But that's the beautiful. That's why I love inside jokes. And a lot of inside jokes are stereotypical, but that's why they're funny. Like, people need to stop. Bro, everyone's just butthurt all the time, man. Everyone's fucking weak and thin-skinned.
I was just gonna say, I feel like people get offended really easily.
Who's your? Go on, give me your top, like, on a 5 or 3 comedians. Do you have any comedians that you probably like really enjoy watching?
Dave Chappelle.
Serious? Not us.
Yeah, do you know why I love him?
He doesn't give a shit, innit?
No, it's not that he doesn't give a shit. He understands how the world's structured. So like he understands like the flaws of the world, and he's really like, I don't know, it just seems like he gets it. Like he understands like how social media is like.
But so you like him because of his.
I like him. I don't like him just because of, not just because he's funny, but just like I like the fact he understands that like this world is not maybe functioning the way it's supposed to. You know, or the way it could be to its maximum potential, and how it's structured.
I like Bill Burr because he's funny.
Burr.
That's it. That's like him because he's funny.
There's other guy. Yeah, I'm trying to remember his name.
Oh, I could list. But I used to bang out. I used to bang out comedians, but like Sebastian Maniscalco.
Do you know what's really funny? Yeah, I don't actually watch. So there's another
Trevor
one.
Noah.
Have you heard of Jim Jeffries?
Yeah, I think is he.
Is
he the puppet guy?
No, it's some Australian guy. Yeah, but
okay.
this guy. Yeah,
he's a puppet guy.
This guy's funny.
He's that. The what's like when you have a puppet and you speak for the puppet.
I don't even know.
Because this guy he has like different characters, and some it's like hillbillies and terrorists and whatever.
I don't even know.
But he's a big one, man. He's fucking.
But yeah, I don't really watch comedians actually.
I think I stopped watching. No, I stopped watching comedians because I fucking ran out of them. Like I ran out of good ones to watch, so I stopped watching them for a time. And yesterday on my way to Cardiff, I started watching Trevor Noah again. Because I was talking to Miriam the other day, and I was telling her about, you know. So there's this funny joke about in I think it's Zambia, where they built their first escalator in like August of 2018 or something like that.
Yeah.
In the whole country. I think they only have 5 now in the whole country, and they take school kids to the escalators as a trip just to ride it. Wow. And people go to the mall just to ride the escalator, not even to go to the shops. And then some kids was like singing and dancing to whatever. And obviously I learned that from a Trevor Noah stand-up piece, and I sent it to Miriam. And then obviously from there I started watching Trevor Noah more, and I realized, why did I stop doing this? Like I think I think stand-up comedy would always be better than sitcoms or like shows or stuff like that. Obviously, I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I love How I Met Your Mother and Friends and all these things, but I don't think anything can beat a stand-up comedian.
Do you know what's really interesting about stand-up comedians, like the big ones? Yeah, they would what they would do. They would go to like small comedy shows, and then they would run like the jokes on the crowd, like just smaller group. Yeah, they would test out certain jokes, and they would see the ones that crowds respond to really well. They would keep them in, and they would have it as a part.
What's fascinating to me is what I've learned is they do so many shows.
Yeah,
they do bare shows, and they do the same jokes again and again.
I mean, like how else are they gonna get paid?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Obviously, but then again, like one show at the O2 or one show in Wembley can cover you for the whole year.
Yeah, but like then also like remember like there's this interesting piece as well where they might be in an environment of the world where there's an expectation to live up to a certain standard financially, So like I think all of these superstars, they live in a certain world where if someone went to like Primark or whatever, it would be seen as like, yo, what are you doing? Like you get so much.
Then there's those comedians or famous people, whatever, that just say fuck it. They wear a pair of sunglasses, a hat.
Yeah, some of them, not all of them.
Those ones are
but this is what I mean, and this is what I like about Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle does not give a shit about all of that. Yeah. He doesn't care, bro. Like the guy is like, he would go and randomly announce a show he's doing without, because like all of these, like he's remember, like he's one of the most famous but he would just do a show just like that, just because I'm trying to say. So he wouldn't even like set up like a big stage and just it's super sick.
I think that's passion in what they do, and that's genuine passion. They don't do it for the peas or anything. Obviously, like there are a lot of people that do things that are passion, but also do it to the best that they can to make the most amount of money and yada yada.
I mean, it's a gift as well. It's like it's gifting something to the world. Obviously, I think ideally in life, whatever the gift is of whoever the person is, like they should get paid for that gift anyways. I think that's just how
or they should benefit from it. No, just pay. Just at least
they should benefit from it. So yeah, I've got a question. Yeah, so if there's no winners or losers,
okay,
then why do we keep the score?
Because there are winners and losers.
Exactly. So, well, like basically the point I was trying to make. The point I was trying to make, and there's 2 points actually. I'm trying to bring to this space. Number one is we're living in that thing of like, remember with Daniel's episode, he was talking about
school kids and
participation trophies and stuff.
Yeah, all that shit.
Yeah, so like there's no winners or losers, but actually there's winners and losers in every single thing that we do. So I think we just keep score differently. So sometimes, like for example, in sports, like there'll be an actual score there. Yeah. But in real life, well, not real life, that is real life as well. But in a let's say like in a business world, let's say in a corporate world, like they keep the score by money.
Yeah.
Money is an indicator of who's winning and losing.
Like who said they obviously got winners and losers, but then you got winners and learners, right? That's why I like to see it. Like, but then again, even if you win, you learn, right? So if you win, you learn. You lose, you learn. Yada yada. You always. So anyone that I think the winners and losers are those who choose to learn and choose not to learn.
But you know what? But then isn't losing just a mindset, or winning? Isn't winning just a mindset?
No, losing.
Who's really winning and who's really losing?
No, you can lose, bro. You can lose on an interview, or you can for a job. Or you can lose, but it's just I think the loss is where you lose your.
But then if you lose, don't you gain at the same time?
No, that's what I said. So you truly lose when you actually let yourself be defeated by this thing that's been created. Like if you let yourself be defeated and then shot down and kind of like, okay, cool, now I have nothing to live for, or I'm not going to try again, I'm not going to go again. That's when you truly lose, that you've been defeated.
That's is that a mindset? 'Cause can we ever truly be defeated?
If we let ourselves be, 100%.
So we have to give the consent to whatever is defeating us, really. So at the end of the day, like we just have the ultimate power as human beings.
What have we always have. We've just been like slowly just been
on that note,
convinced not to use it.
On that note, you're gonna love this one, yeah.
Am I there?
Free will.
It don't exist.
So yeah, like you don't think we have a free will?
We're gonna have this conversation again. Alright, here's my theory. Yeah, hear this one. Yeah. Before anything, here's what I think.
I don't want to hear it. I'm just playing.
You're gonna hear it. Mantas heard it. We're gonna hear it again. Yeah, watch it. Hear this. My theory is no one actually knows what happens after death, because most religions are based around after death. I'm like, correct me if I'm wrong, but most religions are just based on how can I do good today to do better after, or do have a better afterlife, whatever. Innit? But at the end of the day, like who, for 100% fact, who actually knows what happens after death? If you're more like faithful, then and you're open to kind of believing in a story opposed to an experience, then that'd be your thing, innit? But in reality, in terms of experience, no one knows what happens after death. You feel me? So when it comes to belief in what you do in life, your belief is based on what you choose. Like me personally, I just choose whatever I think is the coolest. What is the most intelligent, or what's the smartest theory, or what just feels cool to believe in? Because who actually knows what's true? So obviously I believe in the multiverse, and I believe in free will being a illusion, based on the fact that everything that's going to happen has happened and will happen in a certain type of way.
So you don't think we have a free will then?
I think we have the illusion of free will. I think even speaking about free will was written. You feel me? So like obviously that's my. But then again, like but at the end of the day, shit doesn't matter.
All right, let me change it. Yeah, do you have a choice?
Yeah.
Does having a choice translate to having a free will?
No.
Why not? What's the difference?
Because a choice is you choosing to go left or right. Well, free will is you actually like. Let me try word this one properly. Cause
Yeah. I got you.
You got me, but they haven't got. You ain't got me. Fuck off. I thought you got me as in you understand me. No, you thought I got you, bitch.
No, I actually got you, bro.
No,
I got you both meanings.
No. Because this theory is so complex to kind of. It's like you understand it, but you can't verbalize it, innit? So, let me try to think of a way to kind of whatever. It's like free will, but I don't know how more I can explain it. Free will is an illusion. It's just you believing you have free will.
But they have a choice then?
What's the difference?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I lost it. No. Just we think we have a choice. We think we have free will. We think we believe we can do what we want to do. But in reality, it's been.
So you don't have a choice then?
Probably not. No.
So you don't choose anything. So
no. You
didn't choose anything. So when it was
you're looking at it too.
When it was getting dressed today, did you make a choice?
You're looking at it too like front forward, face forward, like too bland. Like you're looking at too. Bob, yes, I think.
I'm talking about we're brainwashed to do stuff.
No, but what I'm saying is an illusion. We believe that we've been given this ultimate power of. Well, if humans had free will,
I don't know. I disagree, man. I think
if humans had free will, we wouldn't be just stuck on Earth for the past how many years? But we explored.
What do you mean? We're not stuck on Earth. Yes, we're living on Earth, bro.
Yeah, we're stuck on Earth.
Listen, that's where there's a mindset difference. Yeah, you're saying we're stuck. I'm saying we're living.
No. What I'm trying to say, you know, obviously we're living on Earth. Yeah, we can agree with that. But when I say stuck on Earth, I mean.
So where are you trying to go?
Let me land. When I say stuck on Earth, I mean it's like. Because we haven't got the intelligence to go anywhere further than probably Mars right now. And it's taken us so long to make that progress. But if we had free will...
But then how can you, if you have never done it before, how do you know if it's fast or long? Maybe it's meant to take this long.
It's just a choice and belief. It's just you think, okay, cool, this is the theory. I'm still going to believe in this theory. And whatever I say is true to my perspective. Because no one fucking knows what is true, right? So it's just this sounds cool. I'm going to believe it. And I can justify it. And other people have been justifying it and kind of... filling in the questions that other people have had. But at the end of the day, science can't back it. You know what I'm saying? Science can't back it. Science can also not back a lot of the Christianity, a lot of the Bible, or even a lot of the Quran, or a lot of the etc. Like science can't, because science is what's there, what's physical, what's in front of you, you feel me? And it can't back a lot of the other the religious stuff because it's just a bit based on.
Do you know what I think everyone's doing? Yeah, I think everyone's just trying to make sense of life.
Yeah,
like literally, like science, religion.
It's this question. We're very curious.
Philosophy,
and that's why we're so.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's sometimes, you know what? Like I just feel like there's no answers for certain things. I feel like whatever answers people are looking for, they don't exist.
But we can't have that mindset. We can't afford to have that mindset. If we did have that mindset, then we'll just be stuck in the flipping cave.
Yeah, then at least we're not going to try just one. You know, like at least we're going to try one planet rather than two.
Ooh, I have another question based on that.
Yeah.
It might have gone a bit. Have you watched is it June? Yeah, June. Have you watched June? Or Dune, or however you want to call it? The one that came out recently. Obviously, have you read the book as well?
Nah, I haven't watched it.
Watch it. And but this question is basically, it's like it's a thought experiment in a way.
Yeah.
Us as humans, yeah. We've been living on this planet for X amount of millions of years, right? And basically, we're more or less fucking up our planet. Do we as a civilization who are unaware of any other potential civilizations, do we have? Because we're trying to go to Mars, right? We're trying to build a civilization on Mars and all that stuff. Do we have a right to go to Mars, build a second human civilization there because we fucked up our chances of making our thing work, and potentially ruining or erasing any other possible civilization that could be born and bred on Mars? Do we have a right to actually go there and start something there?
I think I got two answers for that one. Number one, we don't have the free will to do that. No, I'm just playing. No, but on a more serious note, I'm gonna use this example, right? So like, a lot of companies are obsessed with growth, and I've this is one of the like recent realizations I've had. And everyone talks about growing. Everyone goes like, we need to grow, we need to grow, we need to grow. And then I realized that actually the way they measure growth, right, it's like they would expand, get more income, whatever. But sometimes that's not actually growth. Like sometimes actually that might shoot you in the foot. You might think you're growing, but you're not growing. Sometimes like a person could be making more money and they think, oh my God, I've made progress in life. But actually you haven't. You just got more money. It doesn't mean money doesn't equal growth. But people have this imagination of, if we're generating more income, we are growing. Actually, that's not true.
No, that's again.
So just going back to this planet thing. So sometimes people would think like, oh my God, we're gonna go to this other planet, we start another civilization, whatever. Actually, that's not growth, because you can't even look after this planet.
Yeah. I don't think. So I think the point comes from like, it stems from the fact that we fucked up our chances to have a civilization. Why are we now gonna go and just replicate what we've done? Obviously, then again, you also have that thing of like, maybe we can go to another planet and kind of learn from our mistakes, because this is all, as far as we know, this is all we've had.
Do you know what? In a weird way, I feel like sometimes as a human race, we don't look at ourselves like we look at ourselves as like the most amazing beings on this planet. Like
we are all,
I know, but we don't look at ourselves like actually we might be
the dumbest.
Yeah, we might be quite bad.
No, that's even in the Marvel universe, like. The Marvel universe talks like is built around like so many other species and civilizations and shit, and the human race are significantly weaker in comparison to the rest. But the thing is, and this is fiction, but there could be some truth in it. The reason why the human race always win, and like Tony Stark can defeat Thanos or whatever, is because humans have a certain kind of will and need to survive. You feel me? And we use that to our own like power. We always have this. We always have the will to kind of keep going and keep going and keep going and never give up. That's what we have. Do
you know? On that note, yeah, we're not any different from a caveman. In a sense of like,
this is translated.
You know, like a caveman just didn't have access to a car, a certain building and whatever. But we're not any different from.
It's almost like we always feel like we're just behind.
In terms of instincts. Like we're exactly the same. Like it's the survival thing, right? Like what do we have in common with a caveman? Survival.
Yeah.
It's just the only thing that's changed is the tools, how we get it, what we do, is the amount of brain power we use for it.
It's the same equation, just different numbers.
Yeah, it's a different platform. So
yeah, but that's
for instance,
that's like go first. Yeah, go on.
I was gonna say, I've had this other interesting conversation recently. People talk about social media and they talk about, oh my God, on social media it's so bad. And like say for example, like a person who's gone on social media and stunting, which let's say like they pretend like they got this car but they don't have it, or they're doing this, whatever. And they go like, that's because of social media. They're doing that because of social media. I go like, no, actually that's not true. They would have done that in real life anyways. The only difference is they have access to do that with more people. Like that's what social media does. It allows you to connect to more people. But whatever the person's doing on the social media platform, they're the same person in real life.
It's just purpose in it. Like it's like what they're not doing it for, because they're not doing it because they're on social media. They're doing it because that's like,
who they are.
That's their person.
And let me just clarify something for people that are listening as well. When I said they're the same person in real life, I don't mean that they don't pretend to be a fake person online. What I meant by that is that they'll also pretend to be a fake person in real life.
If you're a dickhead here, you're a dickhead there.
Basically, yeah. So there's no difference. But also,
so I want to talk about this because you said survival, and there was it reminded me of a conversation I had recently about survival, and it's basically what you said about like the human race is always wanting to survive. I recently had a conversation about like a ketogenic diet and ketosis and stuff like that, and the whole purpose of a keto diet is to kind of train your body and your brain to utilize the fat in your body as energy as opposed to the carbs.
Yeah.
And that comes from a 2-week period where you just go straight fat and protein, and you carve as much carbs as possible, and your body kind of has less carbs to work with. And then once you basically have no carbs left in your body's like, brother, give me carbs. And you're like, no, fucking figure out a way to fucking survive without it. And then you're like, your body's searching, and eventually it turns around and sees, oh shit, it's fat. I can use that.
It's the starts burning fat. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and that's what it uses that as energy, because it's a more efficient way of energy. But that's like, I think that's like a metaphor, but also like how humans live. Like no matter what happens, we will find a way to live. Like my dad's a big example. He was living in Algeria for 2 years, on like very little money, and he's obviously type 2 diabetic, and he didn't have his medicine, so he had to figure out a way to live. Like he had no choice. Like he had to either figure out a way to live, or he just dies in the desert. Like one or two, pick one. So that's when he kind of introduced himself to like the keto stuff and started researching about the keto stuff, and that's how he learned. But that's literally the human race. So that's all we do. We find ourselves in a problem, and we do whatever it takes to survive. The only problem now is we're just having less and less problems. Our problems are now, I can't be able to go to the fridge and get that cake.
Our problem is like, it's cold outside, I'm not going to go to the shop.
You feel me?
What?
No, those are our problems.
Hey, listen, a caveman from back in the day would laugh at you.
Yeah.
They'd be like, brother, I've been freezing outside for time.
They don't know what our shop is, but that's
so you know what? That's another thing. It's just like we are so ungrateful, man. We are so like not me and you in particular.
Oh, we are.
But as a even we are. But I think me and you I think we appreciate things more than other people, anyways. But just in general, as a human race, we're so ungrateful, man. Like sometimes we take so many things for granted, like from our body parts to things we have access to. It's just, I feel like the realization of that should just help people like do so many more things and understand how much more they can achieve.
Do you know what's so mad here? My dad told me this story is so lit. So there's a movie premiere for this. It was like I think it's like a 10-minute film, like very, very short. And people they were handing out free tickets to go watch it. So obviously it went sold out, they didn't sell it, but filled up in it. And the first 7 minutes was just a ceiling. Someone just got a camera, pointed up at the ceiling, and just filmed the ceiling for 7 minutes. And that was the first 7 minutes of the movie. Sorry. And then obviously after the first minute, people were like, what's going on? Second minute, but third minute, fourth minute, fifth minute, people are leaving and shit. And then towards this end of the 7 minutes, we just pan down and we see a girl in a hospital bed, paralyzed. Feel me? And it's like, and then obviously text comes up on the screen saying, you man got pissed off after 7 minutes. That's her life.
That's so deep.
Mad, isn't it? But then again, so it's deep, innit? But it's also like, all we know is what we know until we're presenting something new. Like, we are familiar, and we know that I can get up and leave the cinema. I have that ability. Therefore, I'm going to utilize it to make my life easier. But those who can't will then find another way to entertain themselves. People start playing noughts and crosses by themselves in their head, or they start doing other things to keep themselves entertained, to survive, to make life a bit more enjoyable to live, and whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, this is the deck of hands I've been dealt. I'm going to use my intelligence and my experience and my street smarts or whatever to win the game, despite the fact that I just picked up a bunch of shitty cards that do nothing. You feel me? So it's learning to adapt, and again, pattern recognition, which is the human superpower. I think humans have a superpower called pattern recognition, where we just recognize constant patterns and then utilize it to kind of work for ourselves. You feel me? So no matter how bad of a hand we're dealt, we'll still find a way to benefit from it if we want to. But if we don't, that's very easy to do. If you don't want to benefit from something, that's the easiest thing in the world. Just don't benefit from it. If you want to, that's where it gets a bit techie. And then that's when it gets a bit more, you feel me? Like, it's like, oh shit, like, and I need to compromise. I need to figure out a way to do this, and I need to think. I need to use my intelligence, and it's laboring, but it's rewarding at the same time. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's interesting, man.
Yeah.
Made me think.
But I'm gonna research that video because I actually want that movie, because I'm like curious to look into it. But he told it to me, I'm like, oh shit, like that's crazy. Because it's about perspective, right? It's just how you see things, and comparing your perspective to others.
I think at the end of the day, everything's like literally, what's that saying? Actually, so yeah, that's the saying. It's like most things are not about us, but they reveal how we see ourselves.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah,
That's deep. I like that one.
Yeah, most things. Yeah, because
Perspective.
you know, most things that people think that most things are about them, but it's not. It just reveals how we think about ourselves,
how we receive it, and how we work on it.
Yeah. It's mad.
Shit, that got deep, real quick, man.
Deep, fam.
Bare deep, but bare tears in that,
deep.
cuz. About to cry like a bitch.
Do you know what's really weird? Like, I'm so like, bro, like, obviously I've been so used to having a 45-minute long episode.
That you feel like it's time to wrap up. And
Yeah.
But now we've got new cameras, we can go.
Yeah, but it's not just that. It's just yeah, it's crazy. Like, we can actually go over 45 minutes now, and that's a beautiful thing, because there's so many conversations also that we've had, and it's like this conversation just got heated. We're just about to go into some next space, and then bow, you know, it's just.
You know what? Cool. I say we can wrap up around here, but not before.
No, we're not wrapping up.
No,
though.
before that, there is something I want to kind of almost leave.
We got time. We're not wrapping up.
Yeah. But I do want to kind of. It's again literally how I started. Did I start? How I started this video. Like, I like revisiting old mindsets. So this whole segment of the video, I want to kind of revisit. I want this part to be revisited. You feel me? So what kind of things I want to talk about the pod? I want to talk about like that direction.
Yeah.
I want to reflect on that direction, but think about that direction. Like, cool. How can we? What are our goals? What do we want to achieve? What is it? What would we? What is, you know what I'm saying? What would we be happy with, and etc. So like for me, we're like, I'm looking forward to. We're almost touching like we're fast approaching 200 subs, which is nuts to think that.
Yeah.
That 200 is crazy for me, but then again, so is 500. We're gonna get that regardless.
And again, so was 10, so was 20, so was 50,
and so is 1,000. We're gonna get that as well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just, I don't know. How many episodes? How many weeks are there in a year? 78? Is it 78? 70 something.
Bro, we look so dumb right now.
No, I'm going to say 78. If I'm wrong, whatever.
I think it's 56, actually.
Well, it might be 56, yeah. Where did I get 78 from? Was it 12 times 4?
Weeks in a year. No one's perfect, bro. So.
Well, I am. Well, I try to be.
52.
Oh, I was closer.
52.1333 something.
Yeah.
But you got the point.
Well, but yeah, 53 episodes. Shit, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. So like we've done like, bro, we started in May. We've done 30 episodes, which is actually nuts, non-stop consistency.
Every week.
And you know what? Like from all the people have been saying like, yo, it's really good content. It's content for people. It's about understanding philosophy, human race, self-development. It's such a wide thing, but also everyone's like saying this thing like it's gonna blow up. I'm like I don't like. Of course, like that's what we want, right? We want it to blow up, but at the same time, that's not how we measure if this is successful. Yeah. How we measure this is like, are we putting out content that is interesting, that's gonna make you think, that might potentially be the seed for you to make some changes in your life, or ignite some kind of potential to do something different, you know? Like, and I think for us, we're doing that.
I think that's what I love about the pod is that I watch other pods, and I watch Filthy Fellas and Halfcast and Poet and Visual, whatever, and they all have like a topic. Filthy Fellas is about football. Halfcast is about. Actually, Halfcast ain't about nothing specific. To be fair, Halfcast is very similar to us.
Yeah, Halfcast is probably similar to us. But their thing is not, they don't, I wouldn't say they go on a deeper level. I think they're just more like on a human functionality level, you know, just like how people respond to stuff. Yeah. Is this the right thing to do? Is it the wrong thing to do?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I love about the pod is like, it's not, like one way to advertise, I like to advertise it this way, yeah. I always say there's something for everyone. There's an episode of everyone. If you want to talk about music, boom, we got Anthony. If you want to talk about, or Bill, sorry. If you want to talk about female empowerment, Katie, Hebs, Victoria. If you want to talk about a career and whatever, Steve. Yeah. We have something for everyone.
If you want two people, oh my god!
You fucked up that.
If you want to hear two people chatting shit, then listen to Leon Aladdin.
Yeah, you by yourself. You doing the trailer.
Yeah.
But no, we have something for everyone in it. Yeah. Like this is what I love about whenever I don't know if you do this yet, but whenever I want to bring someone onto the pod and we got a date for them and ready to go. Obviously, I have a conversation and I prep them, and I always give them like maybe one or two videos to watch prior. And it's like, I have something for you. Like, I know you and I know exactly what kind of videos you like, and you're going to like this one. And we have something for everyone. And that's only 30.
Yeah.
Think about it. We only done 30 and we basically have something for everyone.
It's not only 30, bro. That's 30. That's 30 weeks out of the 52, bro. Yeah. In such a short period of time. Non-stop.
Yeah, but obviously, I'm obviously comparing to others.
That's more than half a year, bro.
Oh, yeah, isn't it?
It's crazy, isn't it?
fuck, man.
It's mad. Like now we're just reflecting on it. It's mad how much we've done.
Start looking into it. That's our daydreaming.
Yeah, but I think you know what? I'm really excited for trios.
That's gonna be a good one.
I think freeway conversations.
It's gonna be difficult to record, like video wise. It's gonna.
I'll be alright. We'll work it out.
It's going to give me high blood pressure.
High blood pressure.
But it's gonna give me a headache to film. But like in terms of like the actual content, it's gonna be crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. Also, there is one thing that we did want to do. We wanted to do a pod outside during the summer.
Yeah,
we missed the opportunity. We should look into getting that making that happen.
Yeah. Anyway,
that's it for the year, innit?
Yeah, that's it for the year.
That's it for the year.
You got any other questions?
Nah. Oh, actually, I do have
any
one
realization?
question. I have one question. If you had a chance to speak to 7.8 billion people, what would you say?
Shut up, man.
Come on,
it's your turn this time.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay, shit. See life, yeah.
Yeah.
See life. Sometimes.
I don't see life, I live life.
You live life. We see life. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. That's it.
No, that's serious. What is that it?
That's bro, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's shit. Like I would say, but that's the key word. Key word is sometimes. Not all times, not every time, sometimes.
Sometimes I would translate sometimes to the state of mind we're in at that time.
To present to
at
the
that
moment.
time. Sometimes.
Yeah, time.
It's
Bro, don't be a present to the moment.
You know we're not gonna exist at some point. Like we're not gonna be part of this world anymore. So it's like let's exist in the best way possible.
We exist. Yeah, your existence dies with the memory.
Deep it. Some people in 1800s or any other timeline that where people don't exist no more, like they were like us. They were just like they're probably just like we're gonna exist like later on.
But that's what I'm saying. Like your existence dies with your memory.
Yeah.
Once you've been forgotten, then that's when you truly die.
But to exist is a beautiful thing.
Oh yeah.
It's one of the most incredible things.
What's the probability of like 1 in 16
they say
billion?
one in 400 billion. But do you know what it is? I don't think it's even that. I think it's impossible. I think for us to exist in general, I don't think there's a probability. I think it's impossible. For you to exist is impossible. For me to exist is impossible.
But that's why I say we have free will. We don't have free will because the fact that everything's working so perfectly.
Well, listen, I think we have free will. I think we have a choice. I think we just have consequences to deal with, which is the only thing that's stopping us from doing everything we want to do.
Fuck you then.
It's still a choice. So we kind of already checked out, really.
Man, I'm addressing the camera for this one.
Also,
no, I'm gonna do it. Subscriber.
But you know, I was gonna add another thing in there.
Oh, you're gone.
If you need any video work done, video editing, video filming, any type of content producing sort of work, shout out Aladdin.
Shout out Numpty. Go on.
What's your Instagram actually?
Instagram, podcast at I'm doing Aladdin. Aladdin.b_. Any video. I've got a very, very nice camera now. Well, I got access to a very nice camera.
No, you got a very nice camera.
I got a very nice camera. It's beautiful.
And
so much good stuff is gonna come out of it.
And and obviously sometimes I might not press the record button on time, but
you're bloody funny, you are.
Honestly, if you need any, like he's very creative and very easy to work with.
Yeah, man.
And this pod is ours, so yeah.
If you ever, man, and obviously on that note, if you ever need like a dickhead to talk to you about shit, then what's the Instagram, bro?
Oh, my Instagram.
Dickhead Index.
Dickhead_index. Now, on a serious note, it's Leos_index.
Powerful conversation, man. That's what we're doing. The home of powerful conversations.
The home of powerful conversations, where we dive in a little bit deeper
into your girl
than usual. Anyway, on that note, cool, man.
In a bit.
See you next
year. Love. Out.